you for joining us this Friday evening. There's still plenty more ahead on the programme before 6:30, including... Oh, no, he isn't.
Oh, yes, he is. We meet the Plymouth actor who's one of the very first people in the world to get a master's degree in Panto.
Now, next tonight, we all know people who are funny, but you're about to meet someone who has the qualification to prove it. Jefferson Pilot's love for the stage started in Plymouth and he grew up performing all across the southwest.
Yes, he's now become one of the first people in the world to earn a master's degree in pantomime. Jefferson popped into the studio a little earlier and, of course, we had to ask him what's involved in a Panto Masters.
Well, it's a very good question. It was the first ever Masters in Contemporary Pantomime, so it's looking at contemporary practices of pantomime, where it's going at the moment, how it can evolve, what can we do to make it modern, make it fresh for contemporary audiences today, but very much of the course was looking at the past traditions as well, seeing how the genres developed from the Victorian age, the harlequinade and clowning, and how it's morphed into a British tradition today.
And you were just saying you'd never actually done a panto before, had you? How did you get into this?
Well, by a complete accident. I was on holiday with my family in Norfolk. I had a stack of stage newspapers, the Actors newspaper. I thought I should really read these. I've paid a lot of money to subscribe to it. I need to start reading it. Picked up page 2 and there it was, a Masters in Pantomime launched
fate.
by the... It was fate. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. That's how it came. I thought, this is what I've got to do, and I applied and they gave me a place there and then.
Wonderful. And since then, obviously, you graduated fairly recently, haven't you, in November last year. Since you've graduated, how have you seen it kind of impact your career?
Well, it's landed me with some negotiations with some producers. That's all I can say for the minute.
A bit hush-hush at the moment.
They will be watching, so I've got to be careful what they say. But yes, in negotiations for that and seeing where my career takes me.
So what are your hopes for the future? PhD in Panto, do you think? Or is it just concentrating on the acting career now?
I think that's enough education for me for now. The plan is to have Panto every single year. I think being an actor, work is very hard to come by unless you've hit the big time. So Panto every year because that's about 12 months work. A lot of audiences think it's just a show at Christmas. It is 12 months of work going in from rehearsals to designing the costume, designing the set. For a performer, you're in contracts from the get-go, so hopefully it will be working fluidly across film, TV, as well as Panto, and being a busy working actor is the dream. Well,
thank you so much for coming and talking to us about it. Hopefully it won't be long until we see you on stage properly.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
yes.
crossed.
Oh, no, very good.
Very nicely done.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Oh, that was fascinating, wasn't it? I love talking to Jefferson. So much more involved in pantomime than you realise.
Yeah, he was talking a lot about how quickly the stage turns it around as well. And there's not a huge amount of rehearsals involved too, which was pretty impressive.
It's really interesting. Could have talked to him for ages.
Absolutely.